If you've got $500 to invest in gold and silver, but you don't know where to start, well, $500 is a great starting point for precious metals. Now, even a couple $100 is a great target point as well. And we're going to break down all the different options you can do when you're trying to maximize your budget. So basically, in this video, we're going to talk about how to spend it wisely and avoid overpaying on premiums and making some rookie mistakes. So let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about silver. Now, why should you choose silver? Well, silver is a great affordability and a great entry point for new stackers. $500 can go a long ways when you're stacking silver, whether it's these junk silver coins here or any of the government minted bullion like these Philharmonics, or just a bar of, let's say, 10 ounce for this example. Now, you do have many different options that you can make this work out. So, I mean, you can choose to buy a lot of junk silver. You can choose to buy more of the 1 ounce rounds or the government minted bullion, or instead of this 10 ounce bar, you could buy a 5 ounce bar. I mean, there's so many different things you can do to make $500 work for you. So I'm just going to give you a quick example of what some things you could do with just the items that are here on the screen. All right, so what you're looking at right here is exactly, well, roughly $500. So this 10 ounce bar is roughly worth about $340. These two Philharmonics combined are about $70, and the junk silver is about $90. This is roughly a $4 face value, so bringing it a total of $500. Now, if you wanted to make adjustments, like for example, you wanted to add more of the Philharmonics, you would just take a stack of junk silver out of the equation to add another piece of a round or a Philharmonics, and vice versa. If you wanted to get more junk silver, you just replace the value of what it is that you're able to get. So basically what you're looking at is just a different ways of being able to exchange and make $500 work for you. Depending, of course, all of these things do depend on the premiums and the type of coin that you're getting, if it's an American Silver Eagle versus a round. There's different things to consider. So, but what you're seeing is just different options that you could do if you wanted to mix and match different things to maybe be more heavier on one particular type of silver than the other. All right, now let's switch our attention over to gold. Now, I don't have any gold to visually show you guys currently at this point as to what it may look like physically, but I can show you guys here on SD Bullion that you can do kind of the same practices with gold as you could with silver. Now, gold is obviously going to be more expensive, so you're kind of limited to what you can do. But if you had $500, here's something you could do as well. You could go to these 1/10 ounce gold eagles. They're going to be roughly $356. And then if you wanted to, the next option, obviously, if you have another $150 to spend, there are different things you can get in terms of the gold bars that are kind of in the gram weight. So you can get, a 1 gram bar for $100. And as you can cycle through here in the pictures, you can kind of see, obviously, the higher up we go, the less it's obviously going to be an option. So with gold, it's a little bit different because you can only do so much as you can with silver because it's just cheaper to do it that way. So for gold, you're kind of limited to the 1/10 ounce, at least as of right now at today's video recording, because with gold being at $26.63, a 1/10 ounce of that is about $357. So you do have a little bit of room to play with, but not so much with gold. But you do have options if you prefer to purchase gold over silver. You do have these options. Just keep in mind, the premiums on gold are going to be much higher than they would be if you were to buy the full ounce by itself. Now, the third option you can do is you can actually kind of combine the two. So if you don't just want silver, you don't just want gold, and you don't really know which one you want to do, but you want to have both, you can do kind of a strategy where you kind of combine everything. So if you take that 1/10 American Gold Eagle that we saw for about $356, I think that's what it was just a second ago that I just showed you, you can get about that and 4 ounces of silver to roughly put you at about $500. So that is an option for you to utilize if you're interested in doing a kind of dual metal approach, if you will. And just another thing to consider, obviously watch out for the premiums, because you can easily overpay for things, and that can cut into your budget. If you have $500 and you're paying a ridiculous premium on a specific coin, that can obviously make it difficult to buy more. So you want to stretch your money's worth, but just keep the premiums in mind when you're purchasing these items. And of course, the storage is going to be another factor with this, especially with silver. Depending on where you're at in your journey, you can have a lot of silver or you might not have that much. So keep in mind that storage, more specifically with silver than gold, is going to be something that you're going to have to consider in the long run. And of course, where you purchase your silver or gold is going to matter as well, because different online dealers such as SD Bullion and JM Bullion or AppMax or even your local coin dealer, they're going to have different prices for things. So you always want to find the best deal for you, but I'll obviously go with a very trustworthy and reputable source. I personally shop on SD Bullion and JM Bullion almost 90% of the time. So what would I do if I had $500? Well, pretty much exactly what I just talked about in this video. So, I mean, again, it doesn't matter if you have $500, $200, $1,000, whatever it is that you got at the end of each month, or whatever that you're willing to allocate to this. It really doesn't matter too much, because it's exactly what I just mentioned. It's trying to squeeze as much money as possible, whether it's buying junk silver, rounds, bars. It doesn't matter to me. I try to find the best deal each week, and I actually do post them on the community tabs here on this channel. Each Monday I go through all the major sites, pretty much SD Bullion, JM Bullion, and AppMax, and I find the best deal for everybody to stretch their dollars worth as much as possible. So that way you guys are getting the best deal. And at the recording of this video on Friday, the one that I just posted on JM Bullion for the Buffalo rounds are the best deal this week. So that's pretty much what I do every single time. If I have $500 or not, I try to find the best deal that can stretch my money the most with the lowest premium as possible. Now, one little quick one that I do want to throw in there that I didn't mention in this video, it's a strategy that I use and some people use it too, is kind of trading the gold silver ratio. So if you're not sure whether or not you want to buy silver or gold, and you don't know which one's a better deal or not, I usually go with what the ratio says. And typically, for me at least, if it's above 80, I'll go all in on silver. If it's below 60, I go all in on gold. And if it's anything between those two, I kind of do a little bit of a mix and match between the both of them. So it really just depends on whichever metal is the cheapest relative to each other at the time. So again, guys, you do have options when it comes to this. At least, you know, if you have $500, $200, or even $100, you can still, at least for what the prices are right now on these metals, you do have some options that you can work with. So whether you want to go all in on silver or get fractional gold pieces or do a kind of a combination mix between the two, there are options that you have. So with that being said, I would love to know what you guys would buy if you had $500 today. Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And next time, and actually in the next video, what I'm hoping to do is by the end of the next week is to have another unboxing video for you guys. So get ready for that one. But that's going to be it for today's video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye, guys.